Good morning, friends. In the last lecture, we have seen the application of the conductance, or say from the determination from the conductance value, how we can calculate dissociation constant, or say you can call ionization constant, degree of ionization, and solubility product of the sparingly soluble salt. Now, in this lecture, we have to continue the next part of the unit 1, second lesson. Today we have to discuss regarding the transference number and its experimental determination using the moving boundary method. That is a very important part. 5 marks question comes in the exam based on this particular topic. Transference number, or it is also called as the transport number. The name itself indicates that whenever we are taking the solution, at that time it is a solid solution. That means it has the ions. One will be the cation and another will be the anion. Means transport number means there will be the movement of the ion with the help of the applied current. That is nothing but the transport, or say transference of that particular ion. Here we have to calculate a number. The fraction of total current carried through a solution by an ion of a particular type is called as transference number, or say transport number. See, it is a very simple definition. The fraction of the total current carried through a solution by an ion of particular type. There will be the two types of the ions. One will be the cation and another will be the anion. A particular type is called as the transport number, or say transference number. It represents by the symbol T plus for the cation and T minus for the anion. Therefore, T plus is equal to A plus, which is equal to I plus divided by I. Means current carried by the cation divided by total current passed through the solution. Same thing is applicable for the anion. What you can see, that is a T minus, or say F minus, is equal to I minus upon I. That is nothing but a current carried by the anion divided by total current passed through the solution. Now we have to calculate it experimentally. There is a method, moving boundary method, which is used for the determination of transference number, or say transport number. Very simple again this method it is. You can see the diagram. We will explain this. That first of all we have to write down the principle. This method involves the measurement of the distance covered by a boundary generated and maintained between the two electrolyte solution during electrolysis from the distance covered by the boundary in a given time interval comma, the transport number of ion can be determined. What is given? Very simple principle it is. There will be the measurement of the distance covered by a boundary generated and maintained between the two electrolyte solution during the electrolysis from the distance covered by the boundary in a given time interval. The transport number of the ion can be determined by measuring such a distance. You can calculate the transport number. Constructions and working, you can see here the glass tube is there, okay, at one end X, one electrode is there, at the another side another solution is there, electrolyte is there, X and Bx. When these two electrolytes are dissociated, then they will develop the boundary, they will maintain the boundary between this is the initial position and final position is maintained over here. Then what will be there here, this is all the circuit part, variable resistance is there, millimeter is there, key is there, battery is there. Then this part is a collimator. It consists of vertical glass tube of uniform area of cross section A. The tube is fitted with two metal electrode at two ends that I shown, X and Bx. The electrode in the bottom has made up of the same as the cation of the electrolyte Bx, which is act as the anode. The electrode in the top is of the platinum and act as the cathode. The part of the tube is filled with electrolyte for which the transport number is to be determined. The tube is connected in a series with a millimeter, coulometer, variable resistance, battery and a key. The electrolysis is carried out by applying the potential difference across the electrode so that ion moves under the influence of current. Due to migration of ion, the boundary between two solutions is seen to be moving. The boundary between the two electrolytes is visible because of difference in the color, refractive index of the solution. When the current is passed between the two electrodes, A plus and B plus ions move upwards the cathode, whereas X minus ions moves downwards the anode. The position of the boundary is determined either by using a die or an indicator or by the measurement of the refractive index of the solution. You got this? See, this is the glass tube is there. At the one end, means at the bottom, there is a one electrode that has made up of the same as the electrolyte solution, and at the top there is a one electrode which is of the platinum and act as a cathode. Top electrode will act as a cathode and bottom electrode will act as a anode. In between this particular tube there is a electrolyte solution. You can see this particular variable, that coulometer, variable resistance, milliammeter, key, battery, they are all connected in the series. You know, whenever we have to do the electrolysis, then we have to apply the current or we have to provide the electricity to the electrolyte solution. Then and then only electrolysis will occur. Means electrolysis is nothing but the splitting of that particular electrolyte. Electrolyte will split up into the cations and the anions. That already we have known. Then what will happen? Then you will apply the current. Also you can apply the PD and electrolysis will occur. Under the influence of this particular thing, ions moves, and due to the migration of the ion, the boundary between the two solution is seen to be moving, and that's why this method is called as a moving boundary method. Remember this thing. The boundary between the two electrolyte is visible because of the difference in the color, or say you can say refractive index of the solution. When the current is passed between two electrode, A plus and B plus ions move upward the cathode, where X minus ions moves downward the anode. Cathode will attract the positive and that anode will attract the negative ions. That we know already. The position of the boundary we can determine either by using the dye or say indicator or by the measuring the refractive index. It is a very simple construction and the working is given. Now we have to see the how we can calculate that. If L is the distance covered by the boundary and A is the area of cross section of the tube, then volume swept by boundary will be V is equal to L into A in the centimeter. If C is the concentration of the electrolyte in gram per dm cube, then V cm cube of the solution will contain V into C divided by 1000 cm cube equivalent. The quantity of the charge transported by the all cations in cm cube of the solution is nothing but I is equal to I plus is equal to F Vc divided by 1000, where F is the Faraday's constant, that is 96500 coulomb. If Q is the total quantity of the electricity passed through the solution, then equation becomes I plus is equal to F Vc into F Vc divided by 1000 into Q. Now I will come to the final point, that is the T plus transport number for the cation can be calculated using the formula FVC divided by 1000 IT, where I is current in the ampere, T is the time in second. By using this equation, you can easily calculate the transport number of the ions. It is very simple. You have to remember just T plus is equal to FVC divided by 1000 IT. This is the formula for calculation of the T plus. Once you got the T plus, you can easily calculate the T minus. You know sum of the transport number of the two ions is always unity. Means T plus plus T minus is equal to 1. Got this point? What we have seen? Transport number, very simple definition it is, can be defined, that is nothing but fraction of the total current carried through a solution by an ion of a particular type is called as the transport number or say transference number. For the cation it is given T plus and for the anion it is given T minus. T plus is nothing but I plus divided by I. I is nothing but a total current, whereas for the anion T minus is nothing but the I minus divided by I. Current carried by the anion divided by total current passed through the solution. Now then moving boundary method. Why it is called as the moving boundary method? Whatever the boundary developed or say generate between these two electrolyte in between the glass, that is a moving one, that moves. Why it is moves? Because at the one end there is the anode and another end there is the cathode. You know automatically anode will take the negative ions and cathode will attract the positive ions. That's why what will happen, there will be the generation of the boundary. Why boundary will generate? Because you know there is the different, what we can say, speed of the ions. Cation will move under the different speed, and the anion will move under the different speed. And when cation will goes to one upper side and anion will comes to the lower side, at that time they will form one boundary. Getting that point? First of all, you have to write in the exam this. You can see VV written. That is very important question. It is written because 5 marks question will be there based on this. Either or. Sometimes the question will be there, or sometimes numerical will be there. Getting that point? Very simple topic it is. First of all, you have to write the principle. This method involves the measurement of the distance covered by a boundary generated and maintained between the two electrolyte solution during electrolysis. From the distance covered by the boundary in a given time interval, the transport number of the ion can be determined. Then we have seen the construction. There is a glass tube. At the one end, one electrode is there. At the second end, another electrode is there. One will act as the anode, another will act as a cathode. Then we have filled with this electrolyte solution. Then we have connected the tube to the coulometer, variable resistance, millimeter, key, battery in the series, and you will now provide the current to that particular solution. So as to electrolysis should be occurred. I said electrolysis is nothing but the splitting of that particular electrolyte into their corresponding ions. Always there will be the two ions, one will be the cation and another will be the anion. That will split it into the cation and the anion, means the positive ions and the negative ions. Then what will be there? That I said the electrolysis will be carried out. Then there will be the movement of the ions. Due to the migration of the ion, the boundary between the two solutions is seen to be moving. And the boundary between the two electrolytes is visible because of the difference in the color and the refractive index of the solution. When the current is passed between the two electrodes, A plus and B plus will move towards the cathode and X minus will move towards the anode. The position of the boundary is determined either by using the dye or an indicator or by the measurement of the refractive index of the solution. Then next we have seen how we can calculate the transport number. We have seen the principle, then the construction, and then the working. Now we have to see how we can calculate. For that purpose, we have considered L is the distance covered by the boundary and A is the area of cross section of the tube. Then volume swept by the boundary will be the V is equal to L into A in the centimeter. If C is the concentration of the electrolyte in grams equivalent per dm cube, then V cm cube of the solution will contain V into C divided by 1000 cm cube equivalent. The quantity of the charge transported by all the cations in that particular volume is nothing but the I plus is equal to FVC divided by 1000. F is Faraday's constant. If Q is the total quantity of the electricity passed through the solution, then equation becomes I plus is equal to FVC divided by 1000 into Q. Here we are replacing the equation T plus is equal to FVC divided by 1000 IT. That will give you the transport number of the cation, where I is the current in the ampere, T is time in second. By using this equation, you can calculate the transport number of the ions. First of all, you can calculate the transport number of the one ion. If you are calculating, you will get the for the cation. From that value, you can easily calculate for the anion, because T plus T minus is equal to 1. Sum of the transport number of the ions in that particular electrolyte solution always gives the unity. And once you know the T plus, you can easily calculate the T minus. Getting that point? It is very simple concept. You have to just remember T plus is equal to FVC divided by 1000 IT. F is Faraday's constant. V is nothing but the what you are taken volume C is nothing but a concentration, then I is nothing but a current, and T is nothing but a time. Please practice it well. If you are having any problem, any query, you can freely ask on the Google Classroom or say Telegram group. Today we will stop here. Thank you.